Hello and welcome back to Game Flavor. It's your two favorite boys here, ready to bring you another quality-ass video that you've been waiting for. You got your host, Alec, here with...
It's your boy, JuJu. I got the groove. What's going on?
We are actually going to be talking about a game that is actually pretty near and dear to our hearts. I mean, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. It's a racing game. I can't remember the name of it. I'm pretty sure it was Sonic Riders.
Oh, and you know, Sonic Riders is pretty damn close to it, but I think this one's about a pink ball. Like, Sakurai made this one, I think. Is it Mario?
Oh, yeah, no, it's totally Mario. No. I got it. Pink ball, Sakurai, Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot, that's right.
Crash Nitro Kart, baby.
Is Crash in Smash yet?
I wish he was.
Oh my god.
We got Steve, though.
Oh, yuck. Let's not even go talking about that. Let's just move on and get to talking about the real thing here. We're here talking about Kirby Air Ride, and honestly, holy crap, what a freaking game to come back to.
This game pretty much was super integral to our childhoods, and we just kind of started playing it, I want to say, today for several hours. just before recording this, and we wanted to make a video about it.
Yeah, you know, honestly, going back to this game has been a real fun time experiencing not only the three different types of game it has, but honestly, learning again how a quality racing game can be made. So that makes me want to ask you the question here, Julian. Is Kirby Air Ride the best GameCube game released during the GameCube cycle? Oh, sorry, did I say best GameCube game? I meant, is Kirby Air Ride the best racing game released on the GameCube?
I think the answer to both those questions might very well be yes.
Hey, I like custom robo. Careful, watch your mouth.
Look, we love our Melees, we love our Sunshines when they're on the GameCube. Emulator, DMC takedowns. DMCA, my bad. Been playing a lot of Devil May Cry.
Devil May Takedown.
Wacky Woohoo Pizza Man Adventures. But it's something that we had come back to and went, wow, what a great game. This might be an even better racing game than all the other ones that happened on the GameCube, which might not be a whole lot in the grand scheme of racing games. Like, you know, the big contenders for that. You know, Mario Kart Double Dash is probably one of the better ones on the GameCube, if not considered the best. But I really feel like Kirby Air Ride is just underrated.
Kirby Air Ride really stands out against the competitions. Like, don't get me wrong, you got F-Zero GX on the GameCube, you've got Double Dash, just like you said. Those games absolutely slap. But holy crap, does Kirby Air Ride do a lot of things that I honestly look past in modern games. Turning on the GameCube, we all know that sound. Ooh, baby, does that sound good. But when it's finished loading up, you get a banger song immediately. You've got Kirby racing, you've got Meta Knight, you see all these things going on, and it is just absolutely hooking you right away. And it ends on those, is it a trumpet playing at the end of the intro song?
Something like that.
I don't know.
There's some anime bullshit in there.
Oh, super anime bullshit. Then flying off the cliff, handle, sun flare, you know.
Kirby slices some dudes in half with a sword, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, black and white for a moment.
Yeah.
So cool. I just love how it sets the tone right away that you're going fast, you're doing Kirby stuff, eating dudes, you know, wink wink, and going on. But the game has such a smooth menu, man. Like, holy crap. Good. You press start and everything is right in front of you.
I don't understand why people don't listen to the video game soundtrack of Kirby Air Ride as much as I do. Now, granted, I can be a little obsessive with that, but if you haven't heard the main menu theme of Kirby Air Ride, I don't know what you're doing. Because that slap bass.
Oh, that is so good.
My God.
It carries, man. Oh, I love that. And just right away, you get into your three game types. You got Top Ride. Oh, sorry. You got Air Ride, Top Ride, and City Trial. And we all got our opinions about City Trial. Don't you worry, we'll be talking about that in due time. But
absolutely.
What a nice, smooth menu. Nothing's like a still image in it. Everything has got movement, it's got great sound, just like you were saying earlier. You enter everything and right away you know what you're looking at. You're looking at the maps, you're looking at the ships, and then you've got the 4 players. This isn't like a Double Dash or anything where you've got a bunch of people on the course. Like, we were talking about this earlier.
Everyone's Kirby.
Everyone's Kirby. It is so simple to understand. Either you're going to be a brown, a purple, a green, a pink. What Kirby you want to be is you only got 8 colors.
I mean, granted, you can unlock Meta Knight and King DDD, but mainly you're going to be Kirby.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are fun to run, don't get me wrong, but, I mean, we're here to do the goofy stuff on the air rides.
Right, and, like, your items, basically for items, like, every kart racer that's like, kid friendly and whatnot, has like randomized items. Instead of that, you have more of Kirby can absorb people or monsters and then get their power. That's how you get the randomization in there, because they can just spawn in different places. You can get a sword guy, you swallow him up, now you have a sword for a while until it runs out, or you can get like a bomb guy and now you can throw bombs, all sorts of things.
I also really like that you aren't defenseless if you don't have a power on you. You can spin to attack, and that really wants me to talk about the controls of this game. When we talked about this, you made it really clear and why this is an easy pick up and play party game, which is again brings up the question: is this the best racing game on the GameCube? Because it is so simple. I mean, what are the 2 items you have to use when you play on this game?
So what you're gonna need, everyone, and this is gonna be a little bit confusing, so pay attention. Control stick and A button.
What about the left and right triggers?
We don't care about that. Guess what? Every button's the A button. Congratulations.
Oh man. I mean, honestly, because of that, it makes the game so easy to play. Even coming back to it immediately, I knew what I was doing. I took years off of this game. This is not like a Star Fox 64 that I turn on once a year to play through. Obviously, that game, 30 seconds and the rust is gone for me. This game, it was 30 seconds and the rust was gone. I felt like right back at home because it's so easy to just charge on a turn, because A is your brake essentially, but then you get a boost at the end of your brake. I hate racing games. Who likes a racing game where you actually have to press B? Do you press B in Mario Kart?
No, not
Hell
really.
no! I'm bouncing off the walls!
I mean, if someone throws a blue shell at me, I try to hit the brakes, assuming they're right behind me so they get some of that too. I'm being real. But yeah, no brakes on this train, except for if you hold the A button long enough, but at the same time, it gets your boost up. But if you do short little boosts, you can kind of drift. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of cool because there's so much you can do with just the 2 things you have to worry about: A button and control stick. If you tilt the control stick down, then you can fly upwards. You tilt forward, then you fly downwards. And you kind of regulate how to fly in different directions. You swipe side to side to do your spin. It's just, there's a lot more going on than what seems to be.
You know what I find kind of interesting thinking about comparing this game to Double Dash and things like that? You can even compare this game to other games like Mario Kart 8, where they tout the fact that you can be flying, you can be underwater, and you can be on land. Notice in those games you have to hit a certain barrier to achieve that. This game, at any moment, if you take a bump or hit something weird, your air ride could be in the air and you could take that and fly. You could react to it and, I've got the one that's specifically fast in the air. See ya! And you're gone. Or you're like, I gotta take a drift on this one. I've got the ship that has the worst charge in the entire game. Guess I'll just bounce off the wall instead.
I've got the air ride that only goes fast in one direction. You can't actually turn. You have to stop and charge to make a turn.
You mean hit the wall?
That is also true. It's kind of ironically named. It's called the Swerve Star, and it doesn't actually swerve. You just kind of stop and go in a different direction. If you've ever seen Dragon Ball Z, the very beginning, when Goku goes Kaioken and goes in one direction really fast and then stops and then goes in another direction, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that Swerve Star is crazy. Oh my god. When we were playing today, we had the AI at level 9 and his Swerve Star was stupid leveled. That dude stole everything in front of me. He was back and forth like Goku going Kaioken times 10. I couldn't even see him.
Fast as fuck, boy.
I do want to say, the game has such a simple concept that the characters don't do anything, but it's all in the air rides. And I love that each air ride has a very brief description, almost like an elevator pitch, to let you know what you're going to get into. And you learn about each air ride when you play the air ride game type, who would have fucking thunk. And you get to actually apply that knowledge when you go and play City Trial, which we'll get to. When you think about this game, you have your air ride. You have your awesome levels that you get to go through that have different enemies, different shortcuts and things like that, which make them very fun and interesting. You can unlock new colors, unlock more ships, because this game has an awesome checklist system. It gives you a reason to consistently play this game. You go and you unlock a check mark because you're playing naturally and boom, I did something. Cool, what did I do? It'll show you at the end of your race. You get a very satisfying kind of ching sound that comes through either as it happens or at the end of your race. and then it'll show you when your race is done after you skip the replay, because you can't really do anything with the replays it shows you. Who wants to spend 2 minutes watching the race you just completed, right?
I mean, that being said, the replays are actually pretty cinematic. They have, like, interesting angles, and if you press the A button, again, one of the only buttons you have to worry about, it does switch to different characters, so you can kind of, like, create your own custom replay. So nowadays, if you're using, like, video recording software like Elgato or something, you could technically make a really cool replay.
I do want to really compliment the checklist system. I really think that is one of the many things that made me play the game a lot more. I know when I was younger, my friends and I could not stop playing City Trial. I went to daycare all the time. I'd bring over the games I liked, and we'd use the checklist as a thing. Oh, we've been playing it for so long, let's just start marking stuff off. And you start taking all those check marks off, and boom, we got over 100 done on the City Trial, over 100 done on the top ride, which we haven't even talked about. But Air Ride, I had the least amount done. I can't believe that. When that's like the most, that's the game. Air Ride is the most amount of the game, but I've spent so much more time in other areas.
That is indeed the main part of the game, but I would have to say that both of the other modes, especially City Trial mode, which again, we will get to, don't you worry about it, is basically an entire game in and of itself. Because yes, this is a racing game, but could it possibly be more?
Honestly, they built this amazing sandbox for the third person, and then they just threw in fucking Top Ride.
Yeah.
And Top Ride is super good. Top Ride is this amazing RC-based race that can be extremely chaotic if you play with the settings. And what I love is that there's only 2 ships. So the variables of the game are very low to start. But when you're on the map and you see the shortcuts, you see the chaos, you see the buttons you can press that'll make the map blow wind, turn cogs, you'll hit a waterfall, oh, this rock will fall over, oh, giant plant monster, oh, the teeth fell through. Like, what is this game? It is
chaotic.
So creative.
There's like a very, very, very small racetrack, like as if you're playing with RC cars. Essentially, it's like a top-down, as in, top ride, top-down isometric view, and that's what you got there. You got kind of different controls for the control stick, but once again, A is brake, which is essentially your drift as well, and your boost. It wasn't actually my favorite thing as a kid, because I'm like, wow, these races take like 6 seconds. In fact, you can actually, for some of the checklist things, it is like, oh, finish 1 lap in 6 seconds. That's absolutely possible.
Super possible. We even did an 8-lap run. I got last place because I was off my groove, but we were done in 50 seconds.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Although you can, if you want to elongate it, you can go to the options and then turn on 99 laps.
Yeah, let it be known, both Air Ride and Top Ride can have up to 99 laps set in the settings. That's one thing I gotta say, this game's menus and settings you can change are amazing. So many settings of like, oh, I want the camera at this angle for Top Ride, I want to have it to the side, I want to have it top down only, I want it to be dynamically moving with the people. Like, there's so many cool things you can really do with that. I mean, who the hell is actually gonna do 99 laps on the top?
Bet you won't.
You want to do 99 laps on Nebula Race? Let's do that on
Hell
Air Ride.
Just hold straight.
Hold straight. I'll take the Formula Star. Don't mind if I do.
I'll take Meta Knight. And that's the fun thing about changing other characters, like, because you do have Kirby, who his special thing is taking abilities from enemies. But Meta Knight, he can't do that. He just has a sword and he flies. And then DDD has his hammer to attack, but he's on like a wheelie bike. I guess to explain that, it's just a wheel that you can sit on and it just goes.
Literally a wheel. And one thing I found really interesting about the Air Ride game type, you can go in there and you can run free ride, you can run time trial, and if you run time trial, it's actually different than what your normal race would be, because time trial is all you by yourself. And the enemy placement is actually different every single lap, which I found very cool. And then at the third lap of every map would have a different giant variant of an enemy you'd see. So let's say you see the lightning guy. If you're on the machine level at the very last lap, you will see one that is about 5 times as big as the other guys. It's very bizarre, but you can tell the developers made all of these different ways for you to play the game that you purchased and made it rewarding in every single area. A stupid amount of love for a game that nowadays would almost feel like a budget title.
Speaking of the type of game this is,